And providing analysis and expert opinion alongside me will be Jim Beglin.
Glad to be here, Peter, and I'm ready to rumble.
There's nothing... Big chance! He's delivered all right!
Listen, the big names earn their reputations for precisely the reason we've just seen. They have a habit of making their presence felt, and here we are, early stages. He struck one, and he looks hungry for more.
The invitation was clear, and it was accepted with the utmost glee.
Yeah, it's mystifying that a player of his talent wasn't picked up sooner, and he picked them off instead.
I doubt very much that this was in the script. And here's Ibrahimovic.
Well, that's good defending. He squeezed the play and he gave him no chance to get on the turn.
Best in acres of space out wide.
That's just playing it safe and simple.
Surra. And that interception was most necessary.
That was well played, well stopped.
Oh, no joy this time. Surra. Oh, good read.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Donatoni. Pull it. Some really good ball movement. Donatoni. Best. Couldn't squeeze it through. And it's Hullet.
Well, it's a move of great promise, but will it really prove productive?
Now it's Ibrahimovic. Borussia Dortmund leading here thanks to that early goal. And the score is 1-0. Now that looks a decent ball. Now it's Van Basten. And he's intervened well there. Pepe. Pull it. Now it's Eto'o.
It was indecision all round. They have to do a bit better than that.
Saliba has quite the footballing brain. He's almost never outsmarted. And it's Ribéry. Played cross-field, changing the point of attack. Best. Now, can they get him away? That is a brilliant interception. Xavi Alonso. Donatoni. Tries to pass it through. Davids. Oh, good spread. Best picks it up out wide.
Best clearly held on to it far too long there. Did he do enough to find someone? He looked as if he had his mind set on trying to do everything his way.
It's a good 30, 35 yards out, this. Georgie Best! Amazing! Oh, it really is a finish of the highest order. They are right back in business.
Well, they were starting to look more and more threatening, Peter, so this comes as no surprise. The fans here are pretty fired up now.
That was beautiful. Something close to genius.
Look, there's an awful lot that can go wrong from that range. How good was that?
We're looking at a he's given it away. Pass somewhat off target. Well seen. Saw that coming.
That's great positioning. So good from him.
That's gone all the way through to the keeper. Just about midway through the first half, and it has been an engaging watch. Whatever he had in mind, that was not it. Hullet is offering some sort of an apology there.
Well, the pass wasn't good enough, and he knows...
He's had a shot! Goal! Borussia Dortmund! And they're back in front! The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Well, it's an example of counter-attacking at its finest. Real cut and thrust.
Number 9, Xabi Alonso.
Borussia Dortmund leading now.
Xabi Alonso.
And here's Ibrahimovic. Threads one in.
Xabi Alonso.
Bullet is the distributor-in-chief, always looking for movers. Now it's Donadoni. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Can he finish? And a neat finish! They are purring, truly purring! There was no getting to that, no getting to it at all. Expertly done.
Well, Peter, I think the keeper knew straight away he was never going to get to it.
And yes, it's him again. So the lead now is 2.
Yeah, it's all happening now. There's been an upping of the intention and urgency, a real step up in possession and purpose now.
Zanetti. Donadoni gets into a good position. And it's Vieira. Donadoni receives it in a good position here. Borussia Dortmund looking forward to the break after some very good work in the first 45 minutes. Donadoni. Tries to play it through. Vieira demonstrating his defensive quality there. Bullet. Shifted it to the flank. A slightly better ball would have led to a very different outcome there.
Well, everything up to the final pass looked decent. They just couldn't pick out that killer ball.
Surra. And the pass is intercepted. Rafael Varane. Ibrahimovic might just make this. Vieira. And here's Eto'o. He's in a great position here. He is through here. Backward it goes. And a chance! Oh, brilliant from Donadoni! He's got himself an absolute peach. A quite incredible spell. They are flying. He just absolutely speared that in.
I think it was probably past the keeper before he even saw.
And that is all they have time for.
Borussia Dortmund have been simply outstanding in the first half. There doesn't seem to be a single weakness in their team, and should that not change, they could go big from here.
Smoking is only permitted.
Borussia Dortmund leading by 3, and normally that would do, and some. But this feels like no ordinary game.
Substitution in progress.
That gets us going once more. Rafael Varane. Hops for safety. But it's Thuram. Now Rafael Varane. Now it's Ibrahimovic! And the keeper read that really well.
Well, talking about playing into your opponent's hands, that kind of thing is not going to...
Shapes to shoot! No, he couldn't get hold of it.
I think that's just more proof that this team is very comfortable playing on the break. They're really swift.
Spread it left. And it's Ribéry. Ribéry will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. The ball goes in. Oh, that's a fine interception.
Paris Saint-Germain clearly are trying to mix things up here, keeping their opponents guessing.
And here's Xabi Alonso. Bullet. Shot could shot a goal! He's kept it out just.
Well, it's almost like he had too much thinking time there, Peter.
Borussia Dortmund with the corner, there first. Now the delivery. Not pretty, but it gets the job done. And now they can spring out of defence. Nice interception, his positioning was spot on. Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. Best. Now it's Haaland. Oh, that's been cut out, well played.
A lot of space here, a real opportunity.
Bullet. Vieira running with intent. Bullet. Passes coming off in quick succession here. Tries a shot! Relentless! Just relentless! This day becomes absolutely perfect, utterly ideal. He made it happen, squeezed through with sheer will and considerable accuracy.
Yeah, Peter, I think we've got to give the keeper some slack here because he didn't have the greatest view of that, but you've got to give the scorer his due as well. I mean, he had that sharpness of mind and clinical edge.
Borussia Dortmund are having a ball here. Goes for a shot! That could spell trouble. Has another go! And he seemed certain to get the sixth.
I just wonder what was on his mind there. He should have put his foot right through it.
Borussia Dortmund have their second corner now. They've played it short. No, he wasn't going to let him past. And it's Xabi Alonso. Surra. Haaland. Best. Bullet. Oh, there's a probing. Takes a shot! Now that was quite some save.
Borussia Dortmund certainly looked sharp there. They're very well drilled in this art of counter-attacking.
Thuram. Lovely ball and a real chance now. Forced to go back. Chance, surely! Can he get on the end of this? Oh, such a clever touch. Now it's Donatoni. Great vision. And this is Bullet. A poorly directed kick from the keeper, he's given it away. Best. Oh, facing up to his adversary, this is a formidable matchup. Nicely weighted ball.
This is actually quite a courageous move, and I'll add ambitious and adventurous too.
Zanetti got a long way forward to join the attack. Oh, now here's an interesting matchup. Pepe getting forward. Donatoni. And it's Hullet. Nice control. Xabi Alonso looking understandably energised after his goal. Looking to play him in. Ribery. Haaland. Good ball, good take. He's shifting, it's Ibrahimovic! Oh, denied at the last.
Yeah, that was a fantastic run, and it showed how brilliantly energetic he is. Well, look, they know they've got a height advantage, and it's time for them to use it.
Best! Brought out the best in the keeper. 5 minutes left on the clock. Pull it. Oh, that's fabulous. Cannavaro. And here's the chance to counter. pull it. That's a shade optimistic. Davids, that's going wide left. And he's managed to get free.
Added time.
He just refused to budge, and he's got his way. That's at the end. Borussia Dortmund pretty much in utopia, imposing themselves in the manner they wanted right from the start. A show all about one side's remorselessness, ruthlessness, relentlessness.
Today, please take some time out to give your
Rummenigge
support
picking up
to
the
our
Man of the Match
devastating
award,
foe.
and no surprise there. Any reflections on what you've seen, Jim?
Well, the look on the manager's face says it all. He knows he set his attack up perfectly, and the players carried out his instructions to the letter, it would seem. Everything working very nicely.
Well, what a sight this is. A beautiful evening and the promise of a match that will really get the juices flowing. This is Peter Drury, and next to me providing insights will be Jim Beglin.
Cheers, Peter. It's a privilege to be here. It really is.
Well, the pre-match build-up has been fantastic. Now, the game itself. So things are underway. Jim, which player is best equipped for this game?
Well, Peter, I just love the positivity and attitude that Erling Haaland delivers on a football field. It's almost as if he's still on the training ground. And there's one little story in a game where he scored 4, but he was still angry.
He's having a shot! And needless to say, that deserved better.
He did well there, held his run enough to ensure he didn't stray offside.
Donadoni tries a shot! Davids spread out to the left. And it's Hullet. Can he get it through? That looks a good ball through. He is just caressing the ball. Now can he find a finish? Forced to go back. Ibrahimovic. That has been slung wide. It's been a pretty high-octane start, at least from one side's perspective.
Yeah, they've been livelier and hungrier and looked the more likely to register first.
It's not taken him long, and that's going to be a booking.
Substitution in progress.
Paris Saint-Germain already making their first change. Not what was planned, I don't think.
Well, I don't think he's going to be delighted at being substituted at this stage, especially when you consider the position they're in, and he'll be a bit miffed about this, yeah.
Lovely pass, but can he get there? That's a lovely, neat pass. Threads one in. Bullet is the distributor-in-chief, always looking for movers. Cannavaro wins the duel this time. Well seen, saw that coming.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Now it's Eto'o. He's shifting through the gears here. And this is Eto'o. Oh, he's been caught on it here. Too much on it, and that is an easy claim for the keeper. No goals as yet. Vieira. Donatoni. Vieira. Passing is crisp and sharp. Now that looks a decent ball. And he's seen that early. Used a certain sixth sense. Well, the ball just didn't work out for the run that he made.
Borussia Dortmund clearly didn't help themselves by telegraphing that one. It was always going to be intercepted.
It's a good spell of possession, this. Now then, the ball's come loose. Pass is coming off in quick succession here. Zanetti. Look at the space here. And we have our very first corner. That pass isn't the best. And he shoots! Loose ball now, and there's a chase on to retrieve it. 15 minutes till half-time. Well played, that has snuffed out the danger. And it's Xabi Alonso. And here's Donatoni. Spread it left. Van Dijk did well to emerge with the ball. That's a contest to keep an eye on.
Well, the box was just so congested there, Peter. There was absolutely no space to work with.
Best gets into a good position. And he's straight offside. Stood up well to him there. Still waiting for the game's first breakthrough goal. Rummenigge receives it in a good position here. And he opts to go forward. It's an inviting looking ball, that. Oh no, that was never going to make it. He's picked his way through.
They've got to make this nice and quick.
Donatoni. Oh, well played, well sorted out. Just 5 minutes left until the break. Bullet.
If they want to counter, they could do with more speed.
Looking for options for movement. Eto'o. Spread to the right. And there's his chance to lead the counter. That ball looks a good... It's Ibrahimovic! That'll be quick to... Oh, what has happened here? Bullet. Donatoni. The referee says that is that for the first half. So neither team were able to take the lead, but it certainly hasn't been for the lack of trying. Some first half thoughts?
Borussia Dortmund really seemed to lose their way a bit, it has to be said, Peter, having started the game quite strongly. I think the boss is going to have to find a way to reignite the fire now.
So, both teams still stuck on the starting blocks here, 0-0 at the break.
Substitution.
So off we go again.
Borussia Dortmund have been the team that have had the lion's share of possession and chances. OK, they haven't got much to show for it, but I think it's a case of keep going and eventually you'll get your break.
Vieira. Zanetti. He has found the way through. He's in a great position here. Now there's a fine ball. Oh, that's a fine interception.
That's alert and sharp and very well played.
Donatoni. Oh, he's got that all wrong, and it's a penalty. Borussia Dortmund have themselves a chance from the spot. Oh, that's a booking, always looked it.
Well, talk about being caught between a rock and a hard place. I don't think he had much choice there, although he's paid for it.
So perhaps now the breakthrough. 1-0, just one winner. Not a twitch, not a blink.
Well, he dipped into a world of focus then and dismissed any distraction.
Borussia Dortmund have fired themselves in front.
Well, talk about the perfect start to the second half. They've certainly come out with more purpose, more energy, and it's paid off beautifully.
Zanetti. Vieira. Donatoni. Well, we expected better, and so did he. Nice bit of trickery.
Incentive set and incentive met. Now they've got to take it on another level.
And he's managed to get free. It's a pretty loose pass. Now, can they get him away? And that's been intercepted.
That was well played, well stopped.
Now it's Roberto Carlos. Goes for a shot!
Size really matters, and it's time to make it matter now.
Davids shapes to shoot! It's in! They're level in a trice!
Well, that's so refreshing. They went a goal down, and you never would have guessed it. Their reaction has been emphatic.
What a moment of brilliance. Control and perfect accuracy.
Speed of thought, speed of action. That's another really clever finish.
We're looking at a different game now.
Well, they just couldn't have responded any better, Peter. Yeah, there's the old cliche about how teams can lose focus after scoring, but you still have to take your chances. Brilliant.
Well, the referee has made it pretty clear now that this is his last chance.
Yeah, and he has to change his ways, or this referee could soon change his status.
Knocks it into space. Well, the run has been sold a little bit short there.
Well, everything up to the final pass looked decent. They just couldn't pick out that killer ball.
And the shot! Now that is commitment to the cause. Borussia Dortmund have their second corner now. Oh, now this is interesting, and the referee has pointed to the spot. Borussia Dortmund presented with a golden opportunity here. The keeper doing his best to put him off. Off the post! Haaland dominates aerially so often. Davids shifted it to the flank. Roberto Carlos. And a chance! In he goes again! Goal! Paris Saint-Germain! And the game is well and truly turned on its head. And he's only too grateful to capitalise on the keeper's misfortune.
Oh, he was definitely fully focused on that, Peter. His reaction and anticipation got him there when everyone else was spectating.
Paris Saint-Germain with the lead.
To be expected, Peter. They've gone and stepped it up, something they've been threatening to do and will continue to do by the looks of it.
And this is Eto'o. And he's gone backward here. And it's Vieira. Decent chance! And a neat finish! And once more we are all square. You score, we score.
Yeah, they say that fortune favours the brave, and we've just seen an example. This team has real personality and character.
Complete awareness. He understood what was needed and he executed it smoothly.
Well, so often it comes down to that quality on the final pass, and we've got it here, Peter. The defence might want to have a good look at themselves as to how they let it happen.
Quite a game this, all square again.
You've got to commend that, Peter. It's the perfect response to falling behind. Don't let your heads drop, just get back up the pitch and level the scores again. This is cracking stuff. Borussia Dortmund clearly are pushing for the win here, Peter. It's making for a very frantic end to this game.
Someone off target, and that interception was most necessary.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Now it's Eto'o. Now it's Gullit. The defence opting here for strength in numbers. Eto'o. He's had a shot! Oh, he's done it! A game of margins! A game of thrills! This might just do it!
Yeah, to see it unfold as succinctly as that, it looks telepathic.
After 86 minutes is number 20,
Borussia Dortmund found a way, forcibly. Now they must hold out.
Well, what an end to the game, Peter. But now comes the overwhelming question: how long is there left, including stoppages?
Tries to pass it through.
I think we're about to see a frenetic finish. No half measures from here.
Now that's well seen too. Saliba is someone so often referred to as the defender's defender. Gullit. Vieira. And here's Ibrahimovic. Ibrahimovic! Gullit. Rummenigge. Well, that's beautifully weighted. Oh, that's fabulous. Shot a goal! It's loose now and they want to get it back. Has a look up and drives it forward. Zanetti gets across to intercept that. He steps in and that's the end of that. That's a nicely shaped ball. Didn't quite work for him. And time is up. Borussia Dortmund have been forced to do it the hard way, but they have pulled themselves through unwaveringly to win. A great performance by any measure. Eto'o taking in the accolades, having been named man of the match, and deservedly so.
Look at the screen for information on how to find your
So
way
a game
around
of
this
thrills
stadium.
and...